welcome to Starting Up. This week we come to you from the Bombay store in downtown Mumbai. Last week you saw the premiere of our Super Angel series, and thank you all for the great response. You can be sure things are just as exciting this week as what's coming your way then over the next half hour. On the show today, we meet a group of startups that have one thing in common. They are all run by a female boss. It's FemmeHire on Trenton. Singh Chana steps up to the plate in the second episode of Super Angels. Pet Care on Wheels, Pittsburgh has its paws on What's Your Story. Kiran Majumdar Shaw, Vinita Bali, Indra Nui are just some of the many female role models that we have in the Indian business community. Well, this week on Starting Up, we decided to catch up with a bunch of female entrepreneurs, and guess what? Most of them work in the technology sector, surprisingly. Surbhi Goyal brings us their story.
Being a woman entrepreneur is absolutely liberating.
Being an entrepreneur is the best thing that I did for myself.
As a woman, entrepreneurship has given me a unique identity of my own.
For a long time, women have found comfort in their homes,
rather than a boardroom like this one. Well, guess what? With the influx of new startups with female founders, a lot of that is changing. And believe it or not, a number of these startups are from the sectors like internet and mobile, previously the bastion of their male counterparts.
For Anisha Singh, Maidala was her calling to become an entrepreneur. Taking the plunge in 2009, her group shopping venture Maidala is now spread across 9 cities with a user base of 1 million. And for this yoga instructor, making an entry into the tech sector came almost naturally.
It just happened. My career path happened to be at a company that was an e-learning company. I did a lot of strategic consulting for them in terms of where software should fit, how it should be designed. Just something that came naturally to me. I have to say that the e-commerce leap was a bit of a extension and a little harder, and it's been really exciting. I don't think I can do any other thing except this.
Anisha Singh has been an entrepreneur for over 3 years and has now become a role model to other women in the country. Someone who has certainly been inspired is Karishma Daswani. Her startup FemmeHire is a job portal that's dedicated to women that not just helps women find jobs, but also provides relevant content like networking and interview tips.
Websites like Naukri, Monster, they're all doing very well and they have a great database of women. But the idea behind FemmeHire was that it should have all women-oriented jobs in terms of having part-time jobs, contractual jobs, jobs for women who were on the brink of being a mother, those who were taking a break during marriage or during motherhood. So I wanted to have all jobs, full-time, part-time, internships, everything related to women.
FemmeHire today has hundreds of women registered on its portal. Now, we've all sent out a SMS to get updated on a cricket score or vote for a poll. But what about simply making a missed call? That's the new technology Valerie's Zip Dial has developed. The mass impact a technology can make is what attracted her to the sector.
The reason I gravitate towards things like technology are that I really want to have the biggest impact possible in the work that I do. And that means, disruptive business models and new technologies, and especially technologies that access and are accessible to the mass market.
But even though these women were determined to follow their dreams, overcoming the age-old stereotype of women doing business in India wasn't easy. This meant both conquering criticism while starting up and working hard on establishing relationships.
First bias that I faced, that why would a woman want to start a job site specifically for women, considering there's already very established sites like Naukri.com. The other was probably not at such an early stage in my career leave my job.
The most important challenge is really in terms of building relationships with rural communities and artisans. The second challenge is in terms of building a team.
Someone who they can certainly take inspiration from is Pooja Jain. The London School of Economics graduate today serves as the Executive Director of Luxor. She founded the company's immensely successful B2B business and clearly believes that half the battle for any woman is fought in the mind.
10 years ago, there were lesser
visibility of women at large. But the glass ceiling exists if you want it to exist. Obstacles come, but if you really look at it, things are not as difficult as you assume.
With Mother's Day being celebrated last week and Women's Day just 2 months ago, here's another reason to celebrate FemmeHire, the country's most promising female entrepreneurs.
And with women's organizations like the FLO and TIE's initiative called Sri Sakti, you can be sure there will be no dearth of mentorship programs for female entrepreneurs in the country. We'll take a breather here on the show, but coming up. Ever tried karaoke online? Well, Sing Chana has our super angel speed tapping right after this break.